What is up, YouTube? It's your girl Kateri, and I'm back with another freaking video. Before I get into this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you know when you get her post a new video. And cue the intro. Put it down, put it on, put it down, put it on. Put it down, put it on, bitch. Put it down, put it on, put it down, put it on. Alright, y'all, so it is Monday, March 30th, and I'm here to do a sit down talk with y'all. So, I had a car accident, my second freaking car accident in this vehicle. Thank God I am okay. I didn't get hurt, no scratches or anything. My airbag did not come out my vehicle, and the person that I hit, everybody is good. It was a couple with a little baby in the back seat. Everybody made it out safely. Everybody's good. Their vehicle the only injuries that happened to their vehicle was scratches, y'all. Just scratches. My vehicle is a complete disaster. Let me see if I can pull it up. And this happened on Saturday, March the 28th. I was leaving work. I'm going to give y'all the details in a second. Let me show y'all what my vehicle looked like and what theirs looked like. Theirs looked like nothing but scratches. And this is what mine looked like. Okay, so like I said, this happened on March the 28th. I was leaving from work. The street that I work on, it's a red light at the end of the street. So I was at the red light. You know, you could turn right on red light unless it's a sign that say right turns are prohibited. It was not a sign right there that said right turns are prohibited. So I looked to my left and I saw this vehicle, the one that I hit, they had their turn signal on. So I didn't see, nobody else coming, so I proceeded to turn right because, like I said, you could turn right on red. And they was turning left onto the street that I was on. Or was it right? I don't know. They was turning onto the street. Well, whatever. And so, I turned right, and next thing you know, I heard a horn, and boom, we end up hitting each other. So I don't feel like I was at fault. I feel like they was at fault because they had their turn signal on, but then they proceeded to go straight. And so I ended up pulling over. Of course, you're supposed to stop where the accident happened. So we ended up pulling over, and we pulled into like this parking lot so we wouldn't be in traffic way. And so they was like, we're so sorry. We realized that we was gonna be turning on the wrong street. And so we just kept straight. And I'm looking at them like, bro, you should have turned your signal light off. You kept it rolling as if you was turning. That's why I went on to turn right, because I could. And so, yeah, I ended up rear-ending them. My vehicle ended up rear-ending their vehicle. Like the back side of theirs with a target. So they just got scratches. And I showed y'all my car. My whole freaking bumper is about to come off. So, we end up pulling over. We end up talking, exchanging information like phone number, our insurance. I took a picture of their insurance. They took a picture of my insurance. So they had full coverage, thank God. Thank God. And I had full coverage, thank God. So either way, both of our vehicles will be getting covered. We both got full coverage insurance. And I didn't know they had a baby in the car until maybe 10 minutes after we was out the car chit-chatting. They ended up getting the baby out the car because they said he was asleep or whatever. So it made me feel even worse because dang, I hit that vehicle and it's the baby now. But it's actually not my fault. But at the same time, I felt a little bad. But yeah, so we end up sharing information. I was like, do you want to call the police? The girl, she was like, do you want to call the police? She was like, you probably don't want to call them because they take forever to get here. Mind y'all, I live in Glendale, Arizona. It's like the suburbs of Phoenix. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna call the police because that's the right thing to do. I was always told, like, if you have an accident or anything like that, you're supposed to call the police. And when they said that, I'm like, they must not got no insurance. That's before they said anything about insurance. I'm like, they must not got no insurance because why she don't want me to call the police? But they did. So I called the police, y'all. Tell me why. This happened at like, I don't know, like 7:50. Police didn't show up to almost 10. It was like 9:50 when the police showed up. 9:50. Like, that is freaking ridiculous. Like, of course they asked, was anybody hurt? I was like, no. But still, like, back home, if somebody have an accident, they're going to send first responders. They're going to send an ambulance. They're going to send the fire department. Neither one of those showed up. So we were just sitting there waiting for 2 hours. Like, Phoenix, Glendale, the surrounding areas, y'all need to get y'allself together when it comes to situations like that, because it really could have been life or death. It could have been something serious, and it was serious. It was a car accident. So the fact that it took the police 2 hours to show up is freaking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, I've never in my life experienced nothing like that where I had to sit and wait for the police or the ambulance 2 hours. Like, it's freaking ridiculous. Anyway, so both of us is getting irritated because the police number is taking too long. So it's like 9:40, and I'm like, y'all ready to go? Like, we already exchanged information. Like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm hungry. The only thing I had ate that day was a bowl of cereal. Like, I was starving, like starving. That was the only thing I had ate, was a bowl of cereal. So I'm like, y'all, we already shared information. Like, y'all just want to leave? And they was like, yeah, because this is ridiculous. And they had the small baby. The small baby was starting to get agitated because they were just sitting there. So as we talking, they finally pull up or whatever. So it's just one officer. He gets out the car. He's like, well, first of all, when he pulls up, he didn't recognize us. So we like trying to flag him down, and he drove right on past us. Like, I guess he wasn't paying attention because we was like parked on the side of the parking lot. So yeah, he drove through it and then he left. So then I had to call again. Mind you, this is my third time having to call, because the first time I called, and then the second time it had been like an hour and a half since we've been waiting. And so that's when the dispatcher was like, oh, we see one that's heading your direction. They'll be there soon, which took them like another 45, 50 minutes. But anyways, so he came through the parking lot and he just drove right on past us. So then he ended up going down the street or whatever. And so I ended up having to call again. And I was like, the officer was just here, but he drove right past us. And so they was like, okay, he's turning around now. And I explained to them, like, what we was by. Like, we was by this fish market or whatever it was. And so he turned around and he came. And so then that's when he came and he got out and he asked what happened. And so they was just looking like they didn't want to talk. So I explained what happened, because I didn't want to be blamed as fault, because I don't feel like I was at fault. Like, I don't know how fast I turned right, but I just know their turn signal was on as if they was turning. So that made me think they was turning. So if anything, they should be to blame, not me. So I explained what happened, and then I was like, we exchanged information, our insurance and all that. So this man gonna shrug his shoulders, like, he was looking like, okay, so what else you want me to do? Like, that's what I got from him, like a little attitude, like, okay, so what did you call me for? So I told him that or whatever, and so he asked for our driver's license. We both gave him our license, and so then he went in his car, and he was like, it's up to y'all to decide if y'all want to do a report. And so he was like, I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to discuss with each other if y'all want to write reports on the incident. And so of course, the couple was like, it's up to you. It doesn't matter. So me, I'm like, no, I'm not doing no report, because I know if I do a report that they probably gonna try to say it's my fault. Mind you, I'm African American. These people are Hispanics, and about 60% of Arizona is Hispanics that I've seen. It's only like 40% African American black people. So, and mind you, the officer was also Hispanic. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing it, because he gonna try to say I'm at fault. So I'm not trying to get no ticket. Like, I do not need no ticket. I got too many bills to pay, and I got a trip this Friday. And I just feel like every time I have a trip, something goes on with my vehicle. And my last accident was when I was going on vacation. This trip, I'm going to meet my boo. So like, dang, is he bad? Look, I'm just playing. Love you, Stink. But it's just like, dang, like, why every time I get ready to go on vacation, something happens? Like, is God trying to keep me from that destination? That something is going on? Like, it's not a war that's happening in Florida, so I don't know. But yeah, so that's what happened. The police ended up getting out. He made us switch cars with all our information. And mind y'all, when they asked the guy for his phone number, the phone number he gave me was a complete different phone number. So I'm like, I wonder, did he give me the wrong number? Like, why did he give me the wrong number? And I see 3 different numbers. So like, the number they gave me is totally different from the number that's on the card, and it's totally different from the number that they gave the officer. So I'm like, okay, he playing. He giving out 3 different phone numbers. So honestly, I don't know which one is the correct phone number, and I don't know if any of them is the correct phone number. So anyways, today is Monday. This happened Saturday. I woke up around 7:30. I called my insurance, which is Geico. I freaking love Geico, y'all. Like, if y'all need a good insurance company, definitely get Geico. They was affordable for me because I drive a 2019. And it was crazy because they drove a 2019 as well. But, yeah, I drive a 2019, and so my insurance is very, like, affordable. And especially if you're young and you have careless driving on your history, like, yeah. So I paid $272 for my car insurance, which is not bad. But after this accident, I don't know if it's gonna go up or what. Because honestly, like I said, I don't feel like I was at fault. But ain't nobody really is saying who was at fault. So anyways, I called my insurance this morning around like 7:30. And so of course they asked me what happened. I told the lady what happened. And then she was like, okay, so now we about to record. I guess they're trying to make sure your story don't change. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like going to court. And if you're guilty, then your story is going to change. You're not going to remember every little detail. A little tiny detail that you miss might get you messed up, sent to jail or prison or whatever. So I definitely said word for word what I said the first time. I repeated everything. I didn't leave no details out, and I explained to them what happened. And so she was like, okay, so you have liability. And I'm like, no, I have full coverage. And she was like, no, I see that as well. So she was like, what happened to their vehicle? So I told her that they just got scratches. Like, boo, they could just buff it out and wipe it off or get a paint job. Like, it's not that deep. Like, I wish my car was just had scratches. Like, my whole bumper is, and it might be something deeper than that. You never know. I won't know until I take it to a auto body shop. Like, I don't know. But it is drivable. I drove it yesterday to church, and I drove it yesterday to work, and I drove it back home last night. I'm not gonna lie, my nerves has been really bad because, like I said, this is my second accident, and so my nerves has been really bad. I've been very nervous, scared. Sorry, my alarm went off. Extra cautious, making sure I triple check to make sure ain't nothing coming. And once somebody turn that turn signal on, I just sit there for a minute to make sure they actually turn it, because I do not want to be in this incident ever again. Like, being in a car accident is so freaking scary. Like, it happens at the snap of a finger. Like, it happens so freaking quick. Like I would have thought that I would have been leaving work having an accident. Like, who thinks of that? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm finna leave work, go home, cook me some fish and fries because I had went to the store earlier, took my clients grocery shopping. So I'm like, yeah, I'm finna go home and cook me some fish and fries. Like, I never thought that I was finna, and I wasn't even that far from my job. Like 2 minutes from my job, trying to get home to fix me some dinner, and this happened. So yeah, I ended up getting home like 3.5 hours later. But yeah, and then you start having the what ifs. What if I would have just sat there and wait till the light turned green? You know, what if I sat at work a little longer? Like, you just start having all these negative thoughts in your mind. Like, what if, what if, what if, what if? But I can say I thank God that I am still alive. I thank God that nobody else got hurt. Yeah, so I thank God for that because it could have been worse. But He kept me here. So that means that I am here for a reason. I am God's purpose. And He wants me to be here longer. So I thank Him. Y'all, like yesterday at church, I literally I was just screaming. Like, I've never in my life experienced anything in church. I mean, one time I got knocked down at the altar, but yesterday, like, yeah, it was like after this girl did a praise dance to this gospel song, I just felt warm and hot. I just felt the spirit taking over me, and then next thing you know, I just lost it. But I definitely feel like I need to give God all the praise yesterday. And it makes you look at life a lot different and appreciate your life more, especially when you've been in an accident. Because, like I said, I could have been gone, but I'm still here, and they still here. So yeah, your car can be replaced, but you cannot be replaced. You can always replace your vehicle. You can always get a new vehicle, but once you're gone, you're gone. So my life is still here, their life is still here, and that's all that matters. Right now, I'm just waiting on. I got an estimate from my insurance. They had me take pictures of my vehicle damage to send them to get a quote so they could tell me how much it should be to get my car fixed. But I honestly think it's gonna cost way more than what they talking about sending me. So I'm definitely gonna get it taken to a shop so they can look at it and give me a quote, because, like I said, it's definitely gonna cost more than what they sent me. But like I said, I have a trip this weekend, so we're gonna figure all this out. When I come back from vacation, they say I have to the 4th to accept the quote that they sent me, but I really don't want to accept it, because what if the body shop say it's more damage? Then are y'all gonna send me more money? So, yeah, I don't know if I want to accept it or not. Maybe I should call them and let them know, like, hey, I don't want to accept it because I have until Saturday, the 4th. Yep. I have till Saturday to accept it or whatever. But like I said, I don't know if I should accept it or not, because I'm pretty sure it's probably more damages. Just by looking at it, it looks like it's just a bumper. But you never know. It's still running good. Like, I don't think anything is wrong with the engine or anything like that. But you never know until you get it checked out. So, thanks everybody that sent me text messages, that called, that slid up on my Snap, on my Facebook, saying that they sorry this happened to me. They're praying for me. They're glad that I'm okay. Heck, I'm glad I'm okay. I'm glad they okay. Because, baby, if, somebody would have got hurt, then I could be in legal trouble or whatever. Although, like I said, I think it was their fault. But yeah, so thanks to everybody that, you know, checked up on me, that showed me that y'all really love me and care about me. Um yeah, so right now I'm just, you know, dealing with my insurance, trying to get my car repaired. And like I said, they say I have 2 years to get it repaired, but y'all know your girl is not about to be walking around driving with her car looking like that. It ain't gonna happen. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn your post notifications so you know when your girl had posted a new video. Also, I forgot to mention they said that I could get a rental, but I don't want to get one because I have to pay for it because it's not included in my insurance. So yeah, I'm not spending no extra coins. And I also have to pay $1,000 deductible after they fix my car. So I have to pay $1,000. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all next video. Bye.